Hello and good evening. Welcome to this event featuring the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation. My name is Gardy.
And I'm Gina Welsh.
And I'm excited because we're going to be raising some money for a great cause, the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation. Can you tell me a little bit about what the Education Foundation does?
Of course. Well, first of all, I can't believe that we're finally here. So welcome, everyone. We are so proud to present the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation and our mission and what it is that we do every single day. So our mission is to cultivate and nurture the culture of generosity in our community, ignite exemplary experiences for every student and teacher, and inspire the achievement of lifelong success. That's a lot. So what does that mean? Basically, we raise money to support the teachers and the students and the staff in Santa Fe ISD.
So how much money are we going to raise here tonight? What's the goal?
So we're going to break $100,000 tonight, for sure.
That's amazing. $100,000.
Absolutely.
During a year last year that was unprecedented in our time, $100,000. How are we going to do that?
Well, our sponsors really stepped up and have supported us incredibly through 2020, through COVID, through everything. And so that's why I believe that we will get to our goal.
I heard that there are some organizations that are going to be doing some matching. What do we have going on?
We have a very special opportunity with a generous donor and board member who has offered $5,000 match. So when we raise $5,000, she will match that.
So somebody, if you want to do that, you can go ahead and do that right now.
Absolutely. Click the Donate Now button.
Okay, so at this time, we are going to hear from Hannah Tucker as she sings the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you sing by the dawn's early light, once so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, thank you, Hannah, for that beautiful rendition of our national anthem. She's a student at Santa Fe High School, right?
She is, and coincidentally, she's the sister of Haley Tucker, who received our very first grant, actually, back in 2010.
All right, so tonight it's going to be really easy for somebody to donate. We have a software called Paybe. How's that going to work?
We have a wonderful platform called Paybe. That's how you are seeing us tonight. And so you can click the Donate Now button at any time. You can also participate in our live auction, and there will be Fund a Need programs later on in the program. So all of those ways will support our amazing teachers, students, and staff. And this wouldn't happen without our local businesses and community leaders who are part of this evening's gala. So we are very excited to present those to you through our videos that we have collected.
So tonight there's going to be a bunch of different speakers. There's going to be videos. There's going to be me and you talking about how people can donate. What can somebody expect? If they're tuning in right now, what can they expect tonight to look like?
So they can really get a good snapshot of what Santa Fe ISD looks like through our students, through our teachers, through our local businesses who choose to partner with us, and through our community leaders who are very important to our success as well.
And we're going to be talking about some of the needs and the programs that are going to be funded. I don't know if we want to get into all of that right now. Maybe we can tease it a little bit.
Maybe so. We will be funding our Reading Tree program, which is literacy. We will be funding our Tribe's Closet, which helps our families in need, and our successful robotics program that is hoping to grow.
So right now, I think we're going to take a look at the first video of the night and hear from some of the people that support the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation.
Hi, I'm Paula Heilerman, a board member and proud donor to the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation. I don't remember exactly when it was that I first became aware of this great organization, but it didn't take me long to realize what wonderful things that it was doing for our teachers and students of the Santa Fe ISD. If you were to ask me what would be the most wonderful gift to give to our children these days, I would have to say a good education. You can get by without one, but you can't get ahead without one. Our children need the best education possible to meet the challenges of today's ever-changing world. This is where you can help. All of our donations go directly to the classrooms, funding students for generations to come. For me, donating to the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation is an investment in our children's future. And who wouldn't feel good about that? I know I do, and I bet you do too. There's a donation link below. Anything that you can possibly give will help. Like Martha Stewart always says, it's a good thing.
Okay, so right now, we're going to have the opportunity to meet and talk to Mr. Jose Boix. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I appreciate it, and thank you, Gina, and thank you, Gardy. I'm humbled and honored to be part of this impressive gala and to share some thoughts about Education Foundation, and especially the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation. I had to use some words of a popular song because we are going to celebrate good times. Come on, let's celebrate. The party is going on right here. A celebration to last throughout the years. That's how very appropriate words from that song, popular song.
That's a perfect explanation of what's going on right now. We're having a party, and we are doing it for a good cause, for the Education Foundation, right, in Santa Fe, Texas. So can you tell me a little bit about the history of education foundations in general?
Sure. I'm going to concentrate on Galveston County because I've been here for eons, but just consider that since 1992, Clear Creek ISD established the first foundation, and now 6 Galveston County independent school districts have now successful education foundations. So that is a fantastic feat for our county. And today we celebrate the foresight of the Santa Fe ISD to have developed the Santa Fe Texas Education Foundation. If they didn't have that foresight, this would not have happened. And in 2020, it's amazing that the Santa Fe Texas Education Foundation celebrated its 10th anniversary. Amazing.
Yeah, so 10 years, and it's not easy to build an organization from scratch. So the success of the Education Foundation has kind of been, like you said, the foresight, looking at the history of education foundations in the county as well. Can you tell me, I guess, what's the model of an education foundation?
Great, Gardy. One of the key reasons of the success of the Santa Fe Texas Education Foundation is that it was formed following the very elegant and effective model developed by now retired Dr. Pete Carabazos. I call him the father of all foundations. It's the model that is followed by most education foundations locally and throughout many states in the USA. The model has 4 very simple and principal elements. The first one of these elements is that is formed following the tax-exempt 501c3 structure and managed by a board of directors largely composed by independent volunteers, members of the community, industry, businesses, and civic organizations. That structure really has been proven to provide trust, transparency, confidence, as an organization. So that's part of the success. The second point is that every education foundation shares the common mission, vision, and values, the MVV, what it used to call. And you all have a very beautifully worded mission statement. And I think you read it, but I wanted to read it again because it said the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation cultivates and nurtures the culture of generosity in our community, ignites exemplary experiences for every student and teacher, and inspire the achievement for a lifelong success. Fantastic. The third point is that education foundations do not compete against one another, but they work in unison, sharing and assisting each other. In fact, 20 years ago, there was a group of people that got together and created the Greater Houston Area Association of Education Foundations. This is a totally grassroots, self-managed, and right now, we, meaning we because I'm sort of part of that, about 40 education foundations that are in the local level get together and share common issues, ask questions, and so on, and help each other out. And then finally, the Education Foundation has got the biggest key to me is community-based team concept, with everybody working to help make education successful for everyone, all our students. And regarding that, the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation, I'd like for you to consider the example of two people, Greg and Melinda Gardner, avid supporters for about 10 years, giving their time, talent, and treasure. With Greg, in fact, he's one of the originals. I'm one of the originals. He's one of the originals. He was instrumental in establishing the foundation, and today I understand that he's a board member of the foundation.
What would you say when somebody asks, how do you keep the Santa Fe Education Foundation successful? How do you keep it going, moving forward? And is it going to be?
Well, I think I'm going to focus on the Santa Fe Education Foundation because of the community support that he has had. I mean, I looked at the board of directors and I can see, community actually acting as community. And because of that, I think the Santa Fe Texas Education Foundation is going to continue to be successful. And the proof is stated. I'm going to, bring again Greg Gardner's words because he actually cinched in on the key. And he said two things. We believe the education of our children is what makes our community strong. He also added, never in the history of our community has supporting the education of our children have been more important. And finally, he said, we must help our kids by investing in them. And that's basically what we do, the foundation, to invest in our children.
What would you say to anybody who is a supporter of the Education Foundation or a potential supporter of the Santa Fe Texas Education Foundation?
Well, let me take the time to say, as we embrace 2021, and I use that word because of we are people, and we want to embrace each other, so we are embracing 2021. And let's take the time to thank the myriad of amazing contributors who support and partner with the Education Foundation, and all the dedicated staff of the ISD and the board members of all the education foundations. And I think I just have some final words.
Yeah, anything else you'd like to share at all?
Well, I just said that I'll leave you with my plea to please support education foundations. We must ensure that the extraordinary work of the Education Foundation continue. And I'm sure Santa Fe Texas Education Foundation will continue to be successful because education is our future, and education foundations are helping to develop that future. And I close by saying one of my favorite statements, that education foundations are helping touch tomorrow today.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
very much.
Mr. Jose Boix.
Thank you.
All right, Gina, so that was a lot of information that we just took in right now.
Yes.
What do you think about all that?
Well, first of all, we're very honored to have Jose here with us tonight. He is very well respected in the community and a guru of Education Foundation. So you mentioned the GAF group, which I'm also a part of, and we may have some fellow members with us this evening. So hello if you're out there watching us. But yes, it's a great group to share ideas and to support each other for sure.
And we don't compete, we're just here to help each other out because we have the same mission.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Well, thank you very much. This is going to be great.
Yes, thank you.
Celebrate.
Let's celebrate. It's a party.
Celebrate.
Good times, come on.
Thank you, Jose.
If you are watching on social media, feel free to share this out. You can like this video, comment, share on it, and make sure that you go visit the Paybe link so that way you can get involved and support this great organization doing great things for the future of our community.
Yes, so I have to say hello to all of our viewers. We're very excited that you're here with us. This event has been 6 months in the planning, so we could not be more excited to be here before you tonight, and it kind of seems surreal, honestly.
As I was sitting here, I got a text from one of my friends, Anthony Macaluso, a business owner in Santa Fe, Texas. The Gun Vault of Texas said, you should have brushed your hair. So maybe I should have brushed it a little bit better, but thank you, Anthony, for watching. Share this out, and let's raise some money for a great cause. And I think we're going to have some more videos that are coming, and even some students going to be speaking on why the Education Foundation is important to them, right?
Yes, and so we really are proud to highlight our students. They're at the core of what we do every day. And then following off of what Jose said, the time is now to support our teachers and students. They need us now more than ever. So without further ado, we'd like to share with you some of our students and then followed by some other special messages.
I am a thespian.
I am responsible.
I am courageous.
I'm a nice friend. I am nice.
I'm a leader.
I am thoughtful.
I am kind and respectful.
I am giving.
I am cool.
I am hardworking.
I am kind. I am happy. I am brave.
I'm determined.
I am kind. I am a brave Willem warrior.
I am grateful for all my teachers.
I'm a football player.
I am amazing.
Hi, good evening. I'm honored to be Superintendent of Schools for Santa Fe Independent School District, and I'm also honored to be a part of the Santa Fe Education Foundation Board. So proud of the foundation and how they've come together as a community to support our schools and our students and education. As you know, our schools represent our community, and our communities are represented in our schools. And together we have the responsibility of building a future for our children. And having been in the development of the foundation, I'm so proud of the work of $1 million or over $1 million in contributions that have gone to extend learning, to provide innovation, and to offer opportunities for our students to enjoy learning, to make learning come alive. And so some of the programs, the science, technology, engineering, math, literacy support, robotics, many of the hands-on experiences that our students have the opportunity to experience above and beyond sometimes classroom experiences makes a difference. Your support, the foundation coming together to work together for our students makes a huge difference in education, and it makes a huge difference in the future. So I thank you so much. I thank you to the foundation. I thank you to those who support the foundation, and therefore those who support our schools, our children, and our future. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Tracy Kubicki, and I teach 4th grade at R.J. Willem Elementary. I was awarded an education grant for an outdoor learning center. The outdoor learning center is an area for students from pre-K and soar all the way through 5th grade to have an area where they can go outside and do hands-on learning that will look anything like having a place to enjoy writing and reading, or actually getting their hands into the soil and planting plants and harvesting vegetables and fruits. I've seen over the years that students learn, first of all, when they can hook it to something and actually use their hands and be outside and let nature inspire them. And so we're hoping that they will learn in all different areas. So for those who need that use their senses in reading and writing, they can do that in a nice place that has nature around them. I knew that we could submit a Grants for Great Ideas, and that would really help us get on the way towards an outdoor learning center that we can add to every year. So one of the things that I love about the Education Foundation and these grants is that it takes our ideas that we really know will work, that are brain researched ideas, and helps us put them into practice.
How about Miss Kubicki at R.J. Woolham Elementary? She is phenomenal, and what she's doing there for her students, we appreciate so much. Just to highlight that in November, which was still in 2020, we were able to award over $35,000 in grants for great ideas to our teachers, and Miss Kubicki was one of those. This evening we have several door prizes, 6 to be exact, that you can win. So of our viewers out there, just for participating and watching our show, you are eligible to win one of these door prizes. We have our first winner, Shelley Griffith, was the winner of the Chef Mary Bass dinner for 8 at her new restaurant, La Cucina in Galveston. So congratulations, and we thank you for being here with us.
Can I be one of the 8? You want to
know.
invite me so you can have like 7 + 1. We can have a good time in Galveston. Just think about it. But congratulations. So for them to be eligible to win, all they have to do is
Log on.
to Paybe. So actually, my friend Anthony, again, was like, hey, how do we win door prizes?
Exactly. It's as easy as that.
That's awesome.
Also, at every gala, one of the highlights is our wall of classroom wish lists. And obviously, we couldn't have that here tonight, but we made it even easier for our viewers to view those wish lists. And there's a link that they will share with you in the chat area. So you can view all of the wish lists, and if something pulls on your heartstrings, we encourage you to support that project, and which will, again, support our teachers and students. So
That's awesome. So the cool thing about Paybe is that it updates you. We can literally see how many people are watching and how much money is coming in. And in real time, it's going up. So we're watching it right now. So all we need is everybody to give $1,000, and we'll crush the goal. So if y'all could just go ahead and get your card out and do that right now, get this done with. We can end the stream right now, and we'll meet that goal and then have some for next year. But if you want to, go to Paybe. You can win some door prizes, and we're having fun.
So in addition to all of our amazing sponsors, I have to tell you about all of our amazing teachers and staff in Santa Fe ISD who contribute to our Giving Tree program. They're not only investing in themselves and their students, but they're investing in the community and our future. We have doubled the participation in our program this last year, and through just our Santa Fe ISD employees, we are raising over $18,000 this year. So big round of applause to all of our teachers and staff out there. Thank you.
That's awesome. That is very cool. So again, make sure that you go log on to Paybe, and then you can have the opportunity to win some door prizes. You can also give some money. If you're watching on social media, share this video, like it, send the text, send the link to somebody, so that way we can support our future right here in Santa Fe, Texas.
Exactly. So next we will hear from Mr. Greg Gardner, who Jose told us a little bit about.
Hi, I'm Greg Gardner with State Farm Insurance. I'm the owner of the State Farm in Santa Fe. And to all my customers, I would like to say thank you. We appreciate your support. For all my potential customers, I'd like to say we would love to earn your business. Now I'd really like to talk to you about the Santa Fe Education Foundation. Your support has been tremendous in the last 11 years. Without you, we couldn't do the things that we have been doing at the school. But right now, your support is doubly important because of the challenges that we have faced with COVID. So if you could help us, we would appreciate it. Please see Gina, because an investment in our kids is the best investment we can make. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Greg Gardner, for supporting the Education Foundation and for those words.
So up next, we have some of our alumni. We have Miss Mabel Brower, as well as Brooklyn Taylor, spanning several decades. Our alumni committee is a very important piece of what we're doing, and we are working diligently to grow that. So if you're interested and you're out there and you're an alumni, please reach out to us either in the chat or you can send us an email later. But we would love to have you on our alumni committee. But let's hear what they have to say.
I've lived in Texas since I was 7, and we dairied here for many years. Went to school here at both schools, a little elementary school at Altaloma that is, now at where Behringer Field is. And then I went to the little Arcadia School, which also is up in Arcadia where the bus barn is now, where they store the school buses. School was hard because times were hard. I mean, we were from a big family, at least from my experience. We were from a big family, and we didn't have all the nice things that they have nowadays. Back when we went to school, it was, like I said, we had the fundamentals. We had typing, we had home economics and things like that. But the classes were pretty good sized, and there was very limited typewriters. I mean, there was maybe 4 or 5 typewriters in the class, and you didn't get to type every day or do things like that. You just had to take your turn as your turn came. I just think I think children today have just such a much better opportunity to learn, and they have more equipment to learn with. Why education is important to me? Well, I think it's important to me because I didn't have the opportunity to learn about a lot of the things that kids nowadays have opportunity to learn about. It's just important that they learn so that they can make themselves a good, profitable living and take care of their families when they grow up.
Hi everyone, my name is Brooklyn Taylor. I'm a proud alumni of Santa Fe High School. I was asked why this is so important to me and why I strive to give back to my community. Have you ever believed in something so strongly? When you do, you take ownership in it, you identify it, and you nurture it. It's even more powerful when that something believes in you and nurtures you first. As a student at Santa Fe ISD, I found instructors and friends who made me feel like I was capable of accomplishing whatever I wanted. As a member of Santa Fe community, I was surrounded by businesses, churches, and other groups who not only believed in supporting what they did daily, but believed in making the community as great as it could be. Nurturing a plant or child on early in life makes sense because they will play a big role in nurturing you later on in life. So as the community and school in Santa Fe nurtured me, it's not just an obligation, but an honor to do what I can do in return. This is my community, I am who I am because of it, and I hope to be the force that ignites those who come after me and believe the same.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us this evening for the Santa Fe Education Foundation's annual gala. And I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to be with you, Gina.
Well, thank you very much. Kurt and Gardy have truly been amazing to work with, and as you all probably know, they were voted as the rising star through the Texas City Lamarck Chamber of Commerce. So this is our second year to work with them, and we are just very, very proud to be able to do so.
And I'm very honored, thank you, first of all, to receive that award, and then thank you all for choosing to let us help you guys. You know, what we do is a lot of community work, and I enjoy going every day and meeting new people in the community and learning about what they do, including going to the schools and helping with Kurt to make these videos and just get to talk to the teachers and hear the stories. We also have been able to work with the local chambers, Texas City Lamarck and Santa Fe's chamber as well. But it takes, there's that saying, and I don't want to say it because it sounds cheesy, but it takes a village to raise our next generation. And I feel like that is so important when it comes to the future. So like the city of Santa Fe, the chambers of commerce, Santa Fe Chamber of Commerce, the Education Foundation, the teachers. If everybody expects somebody else to do all the work, then, some work will get done, but a lot more can get done whenever we come together, including you as an individual watching this stream here tonight. And the people that have donated, there's already been thousands of dollars that have come in since we've started this as well. But it's so important. Don't you agree?
Absolutely, and that's a big focus of ours, is really building those community relationships with the Chamber of Commerce and the businesses and the City of Santa Fe, working in unison with the school district and the Education Foundation. So we're really proud to have that community support. Like you said, it takes a village.
Is it hard to get everybody to kind of work on the same page?
I don't think so, because it's all for the good of the students and the teachers. And during these times, everybody really realizes what our teachers are going through and want to support them. So.
Oh, 100%. Whenever my kids had to come home and try and learn for spring break on, it made me appreciate the teachers so much more. And I realized what they're going through and how much better my son could do in school if he listened more. But thank you so much to all our teachers who are out there working every day to make sure that our future and our kids are taken care of in their learning.
Exactly. I know that I can speak to that point. We have had some really amazing teachers, and this year is no different. So it's kind of surreal to think 1 year ago that we were working remotely and helping our students learn virtually. So we're really proud to be where we're at today with them back in the classroom.
So at this time, we're going to have another look at some of the videos that we're presenting here tonight.
Cultivate. Hi everyone, my name is Renee Rockers with Texas First Bank and the Santa Fe Education Foundation. Cultivating relationships is so important to our foundation, both with our new donors and our existing donors, family and friends within the community, businesses, community members, and alumni of the Santa Fe ISD. We'd like to cultivate a relationship with you, so please join us on our Education Foundation.
Inspire. I believe that students can be whatever they want and achieve whatever they want in life. If they dream big and work hard, they can reach for the stars. Our foundation tries to inspire teachers to be creative through their classroom wish lists or the grants for great ideas. Please consider donating to this amazing organization so we can enhance education at Santa Fe ISD for all students.
Hi, I'm Gina Bouvier, President and CEO of the Santa Fe Chamber of Commerce. I also own the Hidden Palms here in Santa Fe, Texas. Nurture is a very important word within our business community because it's our local businesses who work very closely with our nonprofits, our youth organizations, and even our Education Foundation. We work really hard to stress the importance of our community doing business with our local business owners because it's our local businesses who support those nonprofits, youth organizations, and school activities.
The Education Foundation is hoping that this ignites something inside of each one of you, that you'll donate to their cause and be part of making the change in every one of the children's lives in this community, making our community better and better. Thank you.
Welcome back. We have our second door prize winner. Pat Brower was the winner of the Amber Madden photo session and the bundt cake, so congratulations and thank you for being here. And I'm seeing the chat feature just blowing up over here. Thank you so much for participating and interacting with us tonight. Let's talk about those classroom wish lists. So I know that we have close to 30 classroom wish lists out there that are available that our teachers need help with funding. And so if you would kindly take a look at those and contribute as you feel led, we would appreciate that.
Those wish lists are really cool. Like, I wish that we had an Education Foundation in my school because I was seeing some of the things that they get to do with the robotics and they get to do with learning to cook and all kinds of, like, cycling. It looks like a really fun time.
So I tell this story often, and maybe she's out here watching, but the very first week of school, one of my boys' teachers created a Starbucks classroom, and so I know that there's another wish list out there like that, but essentially what that was to encourage students to pick out 3 books, and then they had to write a review about those books, and they received chocolate frappuccinos, and it was all decked out in Starbucks colors, so we appreciated her going the extra mile that very first week of face-to-face instruction while juggling virtual students as well. So we have a speaker who we'd really like to share. We feel, again, so very honored that NASA chose to work with us. Miss Katherine Kerner is the Orion Program Manager, and coincidentally is one of my fellow alumni from the University of Illinois. So we are really excited about her message tonight and how that relates to our teachers and students.
Hello, my name is Katherine Kerner. I'm the Program Manager for NASA's Orion Spacecraft. I'm originally from Illinois, where I'm proud to say that I attended public schools in a Chicago suburb and later graduated from the University of Illinois. And although I'm not originally from Texas, I have lived in the Houston area longer than anywhere else in my life. And I have 2 school-aged children who are Texans through and through. In my role at NASA, I have the responsibility for the development and operations of the world's first interplanetary spacecraft that will carry astronauts on missions to explore our solar system before returning them safely to Earth. These exciting missions are part of what we at NASA call the Artemis program. Artemis was the twin sister of Apollo and goddess of the moon in Greek mythology. We plan to launch the next Artemis mission, an uncrewed test flight, later this year. Eventually, we will launch the first woman and the next man on a mission to land on the moon. Artemis will lead humanity back to the moon inside the Orion spacecraft, create a sustained presence in the lunar environment, and prepare us for the next giant leap, exploration of Mars. Since I oversee an amazing team building the Orion spacecraft, I thought it would be fitting to share some thoughts and perhaps a glimpse into your students' future, the challenges and opportunities that lie before them, and how you, the Santa Fe community, are today cultivating, nourishing, and inspiring the dreams that will carry them throughout their career and life. And I can promise you, the future will not look like what they or you imagine today. Growing up in a suburb of Chicago, I never in my wildest dreams saw the future me heading up NASA's human space exploration missions. I did not arrive at my future alone, and neither will your students. I encourage all of you, and especially the students in the audience, to reflect upon and appreciate all the people who have helped you in your journey, both the ones who supported your students and the ones who gave them obstacles to overcome. The kindergarten teacher who patiently introduced fundamentals in a warm and inviting way, that high school teacher who challenged you to do better and instilled confidence to apply for college, and the classmates who joined you for study groups over the years, maybe even some all-nighters. And there are the college professors. To this day, I'm grateful to Dr. Lee Sentman, one of my favorite professors, who encouraged me to go to graduate school. Prior to that time, I was ready to graduate. I did not want to stay in school a minute longer. I wanted to get a job and move on with my life. But Dr. Sentman encouraged me to consider a different path and seize the opportunity and accomplish the next step in my journey. I'm glad I heeded his advice and pursued a master's degree. You see, if I had left Illinois then, I may not have the job that I have now. Just before graduation, the nation witnessed the tragedy of the Space Shuttle Challenger accident, where the entire crew perished on ascent. It was a devastating loss for our space program and to our country. The direct result of my graduating class was that most people went to work for aircraft companies and not space companies, because the space industry essentially paused for a few years. But my professors motivated me to strive for more, to test my limits, and to follow my passion. So after completing my master's degree, I pursued and fortunately landed an exciting career in the space industry. Just as my journey at Illinois evolved, so has my journey at NASA over the past 30 years. I've worked as a flight director, managed mission operations. I've helped build the International Space Station and helped foster the commercial space industry in low Earth orbit. I was even asked to head the Human Health and Performance Directorate, an organization responsible for ensuring the health and performance of astronauts on human spaceflight missions. I was essentially a rocket scientist running a health and medical organization. Not exactly something I trained to do in my time at school, or what I really wanted to do when I set out with a couple of engineering degrees. But I accepted the challenge, and in the process, I've learned more than I ever would have envisioned. So encourage your students to not dismiss different or seemingly adverse paths along life's journeys. Be open to things outside of your comfort zone and outside of traditional rules, because you never know where those different twists and turns might lead. For me, Those twists and turns led me to play this amazing part in the Artemis program, overseeing the development operations of the Orion spacecraft. And boy, have we made some incredible progress. Assembly and testing of the Orion spacecraft for its first mission, Artemis 1, has been completed, and the Orion spacecraft has moved to a facility for fueling at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Later this year, we'll launch the uncrewed Orion spacecraft atop the most powerful rocket ever built, the Space Launch System, to test our capabilities to orbit the moon and return our astronauts eventually safely to Earth. During the Artemis 2 mission, NASA will send astronauts to orbit the moon, testing out many of the systems that Orion will need on future missions. That spacecraft is currently being assembled at the Kennedy Space Center, and its European service module, which provides propulsion, electrical power, life support, all the supplies that the crew needs to live, is being assembled in Bremen, Germany. On our third Artemis mission in 2024, the world will witness the first woman and the next man walking on the moon. The European service module for this mission is also being assembled in Bremen, Germany. And welding for the Artemis 3 crew module is underway at NASA's Michoud Assembly Facility in Louisiana. And that's just the beginning. NASA has plans to launch an Artemis mission to the moon once every year thereafter as we establish a sustainable presence on the moon, and together with our international and commercial partners, learn how to live and work on another planetary body. Eventually, we will do similar missions to our nearest planet, Mars. Now that I've shared with you a little about my journey, I want to share some final thoughts that I hope will inspire. There are many unknowns in space, just as there are many unknowns in life. We all experienced that this last year. Students, as you navigate these next steps in your journey, thank those who have helped you along the way. Seek new and different paths and learn from them. Parents, teachers, administrators, and community members, as you seek to cultivate and nurture the next generation of students, remember, their future won't be anything like yours or anything like what you envision the future might be. Embrace things that are new and different and encourage your students to do the same. Remember, you have the power to touch those around you, your family, friends, and community, and you have the power to inspire Santa Fe students to reach the stars.
I am outgoing.
I am respectful.
I am grateful to attend at Santa Fe High School.
I am strong.
I am kind. I am collaborative and a true warrior.
I am hardworking.
I'm a nice friend. I am a leader.
I am compassionate.
I am a basketball player.
I am grateful.
I am going to make a difference in the world.
I am collaborative and a true warrior.
I am loyal. I am a strong warrior.
I am brave. I am strong.
I am nice.
I am strong.
So today we did our annual grant parade, which is the event that all the teachers and educators and staff in Santa Fe ISD look forward to every year. And it's what we fundraise for all year long comes down to today. So we were very excited to be able to go onto the campuses and award 15 different educators with over $33,000 in grants for great ideas. So it was a very exciting morning. There was lots of emotion, and we're just thrilled to be able to support our teachers in our school district.
Our Amazing Education Foundation came to R.J. Woolham, and we had an opportunity to see our teachers receive some amazing grants. A lot of the grants that we received are going to benefit our entire campus, and we can't wait to see the outcome.
Every school waits for this day. Our teachers are so excited. It brings a buzz to the campus, to the students. We are so grateful for everything that they do and the opportunities that they provide our students that they wouldn't otherwise have.
It's a huge support, and we've always had a lot of community support, but this allows us to help do lots of innovative things and all those extras for our kids, and it means a lot. We're a small community, and you always hear about these great things that are going on in larger communities, and yet that's happening right here in Santa Fe. And
I appreciate their commitment. They're just always reaching out, seeing what we need, not just on these big days where they bring the big checks, but throughout the year. They're committed to seeing what we need as a campus and as students and our administrators and teachers to basically invest in us continually to the success of our students and our campus.
Well, hello everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to the Santa Fe High School welding shop. We have had some pretty big upgrades here recently, and I'm excited to share them all with you. But before I do that, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Brandon Noto, and I'm one of the agriculture science teachers here at Santa Fe High School, and particularly the teacher over the ag mechanics and new welding program. I am very honored to be here as a Santa Fe High School alumni and a fourth-generation Santa Fe resident with the fifth generation on the way. I'm excited to be here to invest in my community, to invest in my school, and to do everything that I can to ensure the next generation of Santa Fe Indians is ready for a successful career when they leave here. So we've had a lot of new and exciting improvements here in the ag shop, in the welding shop. We have 10 new welding booths from Lincoln Electric Welding, as well as an extraction system and some new welding machines. And all of this is to gain all of the equipment that we need in order to help our students achieve certifications through the American Welding Society, which is the industry-recognized leading association for the welding industry. And so we have got a pretty good start. But we were missing just a couple of things that we needed in order to fully accomplish our goals. And so at the beginning of this school year, I applied for a grant through the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation and was awarded a little over $6,000, which is a big chunk of money, in order to buy a couple of pieces of equipment that we need in order to allow our students to gain the upper level certifications that will prepare them to be successful and sought after as they look for careers after graduating. You know, this is a blue-collar town. It has been for many, many years. And allowing our students to be prepared and to get certifications to enter the trades and the manufacturing and construction industry here in Galveston County is important. Those are jobs that are in demand. They're jobs that pay very high wages and will enable our students to attain high-paying jobs that they can provide for their family, and they can continue to live and contribute in our town and community. So we are very thankful for your support. We're thankful for the Education Foundation support, and we look forward to awarding our American Welding Society certifications to many of our students at the end of this school year.
So I've been in this program for about 3 years now, and I didn't know anything about welding really, and I just started probably my sophomore year. I'm a senior now, and I built this whole project over here basically by myself. So I've learned quite a bit out of this class.
Kind of started getting the ball rolling, and I was able to start getting some of the fundamental things that we needed, but it wasn't very long until I hit a roadblock where we needed some equipment that was going to be a little bit more costlier, and so that's when I reached out to the Education Foundation and wrote a grant, and we were awarded the grant to get the equipment that we needed in order to be able to have everything we need for them to get the certification. If we didn't have this, then they wouldn't have this opportunity to learn hands-on skills, and they wouldn't have the opportunity to get the certifications to be competitive in the workforce when they graduate. I'd just like to say thank you again to the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation and to all the sponsors. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without your support, so we really appreciate it, and we look forward to big things happening here at Santa Fe High School.
Think about those videos. You kind of got an inside peek at what our grant parade looks like. It was a little different this year, but like I said, we were so proud to be able to carry that on. And then over to Brandon Noto at the high school and his welding department. We were proud to grant him with his request for over $6,000 to benefit his welding program. And now this year, for the first time ever, the Santa Fe High School students will be able to graduate with that gold standard welding certificate and be job ready. So we're very excited and proud of the work that Brandon's doing at the high school. We have a couple of door prize winners. We have Iva Blair Campbell, who won the hack tour and tasting, as well as the wine opener donated by Farmers Insurance, the Fidencio Leja Agency. And our next door prize winner is Sandy Ramirez, who won the W. Parkhurst photography session. So congratulations, thank you for being here with us. Without further ado, I guess we'll go ahead and introduce Brandon Noto. He's with A&B Auctions, and he will be facilitating our live auction again this year. We're grateful for his services and proud to have him here with us.
I'm excited to see how this is all going to work. But people have been asking, like, there's door prizes, there's an auction. Yes, now's your time to be very generous.
Well, thank you so much, Gina and Clardy, and folks. I just want to emphasize what I said in the interview there, that we are very fortunate to have an army of supporters and of advocates at the high school. And through the difficulties of COVID and just everyday classroom obstacles, knowing that we have folks that we can call on and folks that are rooting for us, it just gives us that extra push that we need. So I'm very excited for the opportunity to be back at my alma mater, which invested and gave so much to me. I'm very excited to be here tonight in partnership with the Education Foundation for the third year in a row to facilitate their live auction. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. The first item that we have here is a barbecue pit. This barbecue pit was started by some seniors last year and finished by some seniors this year. It was built in my welding shop there at the high school, and it'll be a great addition to your back porch or your favorite place to cook. So with that being said, it looks like the bidding is already going. Heck, I might just sit down and let y'all work on it. But we're already at $200 here. So how about $2.25 and $2.25 to get to $2.50 and $2.50 to get to $2.50, $2.50, $2.50 to get to $2.50 to $2.50 where I've got Greg in at $2.25 now $2.50 and $2.50 to get to $2.50, $50 to get to $2.50 where $2.50. Yes, it is handmade. $2.50 and $2.75. Jason's Mayor Tabor's at $2.50. Now Greg Gardner's got him beat. $2.75 and now $300 and $300 to get to $300. $100 to get to $300 here and $2.75 and $300. Come on, Mayor. $300 and $300 to get to $300. $100 to get to $100 to get to $300 and $300. I got Greg Gardner at $2.75 and $300 to get to $300. There, Mayor Tabor $300 and $325. Thank you, Gardner. Thank you, Greg. And $350 and $350 and $350. Now $325 and $350 to get to $350 to get to $350 and $325 and $350. Thank you, Mayor Tabor. And now $375. Thank you. And $400 to you, Jason. And $400 and $4.25 to get to $425 back to you, Greg. $425. I've got $400 now to $4.25 to get to $425. I to get to $5 to get to $425 to get to $5 to $425 and $450 and $450. I've got $425 from Gardner and $50 and $450 to get to $450 50 to get to $50 to get to $50 to get to $450 where and $4.25 and $50. There you go. And $75. And now looking for $475 and $475. High to get to $5 to get to $475 to get to $5 to get to $475 where and $475 and $500 and $500 100 to get to $500 to get to $500 to get to $5 to get to $475 $5 and $500 and $500 100 to get to $500 to get to $500. Come on, Mayor. Thank you. And now $1/4 and $5.25 and $5.25 to get to $5.25 quarter to get a quarter. Come on, Greg. Aggies don't lose. $5.25 and $5.25. We just run out of time. And $5.25 to get. I'll wait for you. And $5.25 and $5.25 to get $5.25 quarter to get. Thank you. And $5.50 back to you, Mayor. And $5.50 and $5.50 to Jason. And $5.50 to get $5.50 50 to get $50 to get $5.50. And Greg Gardner's in at $5.25 and he can come in at $5.50 and $5.50. Thank you, Mayor. And now back to you, Greg. And $5.75. Now, folks, listen. Anybody can jump in here, okay? And $5.75 and $5.75. How do you get $5 to get $5.75 to get $5 to get $5.75 to get $5.50 and $75 and $5.75 and $5.75. Thank you, Greg. And now $600 to you, Mayor. And $600 to get $600 100 to get $100 to get $600 100 to get $100 to get $600 and $600 to you, Mayor. And $5.75 from Greg. And now $600 and $600 to get $600 100 to get $100 to get $600 100 to get. Thank you, Mayor. And now back to you, Greg. And a $6.25. I'll let you in. And $6.25 to get $5 to get $6.25 to get $5 to get $6.25 and $600. Now $25 and $25. Thank you, Greg. And $6.50 and $6.50. Mayor, back to you. $650 and $650 and $650. Thank you, Mayor. And $675 to you, Greg. And $675 and $675. $675 and $700 to you. And $700 and $700 now and a quarter $725. We're speeding up now. I like it. And $7 and a quarter and $725 $725 $750, $725 to you, and $725 to you, and $7 a quarter $25 $725 and $700, and now $725 and $725 $725 and $725. You one in, Greg. Last call. And $725 and $7 a quarter $725 $725 where, and $725 going once. Last call, Greg. $725 going twice. Last call on $725. Anyone in? We'll sell it to Mayor Jason Tabor, $700. Thank you, Mayor, and also has been involved with the Education Foundation for many years. And also thank you, Greg, for running Mayor up. We know he's got it, so I appreciate your support. But thank you very much, Greg. All right, folks, next that we have is a coffee table, and this coffee table was built by the construction trades classes at Santa Fe High School under the direction of Coach Jared Faust, who is also an alumni of Santa Fe ISD. So with that being said, this beautiful coffee table is up on the block. Oh, up on here now to go 75 and 75, 75, 75, 75, and looks like we're at 125 and 125 and 125 125 where, and 125 and 125 and 100 125 150 and 150 and 150 150. I've got 125 now, 150 and 150 where, I've got 125. Miss Jennifer Lazenby, thank you, ma'am. 125. I'm looking for 150 and 150 150 $150 and 125 and now 150 and 150 and 150 125 and 150 and 150 and 150 going once. Anybody want in? 150 going twice. Last call, 150. I'll sell it to Miss Jennifer Lazenby for $125. Thank you, Miss Lazenby. All right, the next item that we have here. We love our Santa Fe Businesses basket, and it looks like we've got one bid of 50 and now 75 and 100 and 100 and a quarter and now 150. And Amber Madden's in at 125 to get in. And 150 150 150 150 150 and 125 here now to 150 here now to go 150 and 150 150 150 150 and there we are in 75 and 175 and 175 75 175 and 200 and 200 here and 200 200 200 where I've got 175. Amber Madden's in at 175 and now 2 and 200 200 200 and I need 200 here. 175 and now 2 and 200 and 200 200 175 200 and 200 and there we go. Thank you, Mr. Glenn Adams with the City of Santa Fe. Thank you, sir. And now 2 and a quarter and 225 2 and a quarter 225. Don't lose out, Amber. And there you are. Thank you. And now 250 and 250 250 and 225 and 250. Glenn's back in and 275 and 275 75 now 300 and 300 300 and 300's there now and a quarter and 325 and 325 325 where, and I've got 300 now and a quarter and 325 and 325 325 where, and 325 and 325 325. I've got Amber Madden in at 300. I need a bid of 325. It's only $25 more, folks, here for a taste of the tour of Santa Fe, Texas, at 300, and now 25, and 325, 325, thank you, and 350, and 350, Amber, you're out, and 350, and 350, 50, 50, 350, and 350, 350, 350, where, and 3 1/4, and 50, and 350, and 350, 350, thank you, Amber. Now 75 to you. Back to you, Dennis. 375. Dennis Darlin. 375. We didn't forget you about Amber. Come on in. Thank you. And 350. And now 75. And 375. We got Amber in at 350. Amber Madden in at 350. And we need 375. And 375. 375. 375. And 375. And 350. And 375 going once. And 375 going twice. Last call for 375. I'll sell it to Amber Madden, $350. Thank you so much, Amber. All right, lot number 4 here, Spirit of Santa Fe Totem Pole. Lot number 4, Spirit of Santa Fe Totem Pole. This is a beautiful piece of work. And we already have bids rolling in, folks. Y'all sure make it easy. I've got 150 and 175, 175 and 200, and now 200, and 175 and 200, now 2 1/4, now 50, and now 250, and now 275, 275, 275, 250, and now 275. You're out, Mayor, and 275 to you, and 275 and 300, 300, 100, 300, now 1/4, 325 where, and now 350, and 325 and 350, 50, 350, 325, 350 here, and come on in. And 350, and 350. Thank you, Marilyn. And now 375. And Marilyn Richardson's in at 350, and now 75. 375. 375 where? And now 350 and 75 to you. And 350 and 375. 375. There it is. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. And I agree. He needs to brush his hair. And 375 and 400. 400, 100. I believe that looked great outside of the Gone Vault. And 375. 375 and 400. And 400. And 400. 400. Now 1/4. 425 where? And 425. And 425. 4 1/4. 425. Thank you, Mayor. And 450. And 450. 450. Thank you, Anthony. And 475, Mayor. You're out. And 475. 75. 475. 475 where? And 475, Mayor. You're out. Come back to me. And 475. And 475. 475. Thank you. And now 500. I've got you in, William. And now 500. And 500. 500. 100, 500, and 500. Thank you, Anthony. And now 5 1/4, and 525, 525 where? And 525, Anthony. I got you at 500, and now 525, and 525, 500, and now 25, and 25, and 525, 525. I'm at 500. I need a quarter more, folks. Let me have it. And 525, going once. Ah, there it is. Thank you, Jordan Porty. And now 550, and 550, 550. Thank you, Anthony. And now 575, and 575, and 575, and 600. Thank you, Jordan. And now 600 to you. And now 600 to you, and 600, 600, 100, 600, now 25, 650, and now 650, and now 650, 650, thank you, and 675, and 675, and 675, 675, and 675, and I have 650, Anthony, you're in at 650, and now 675 to you, Jordan, do you want back in, and 675, and 675, 675, where, and 650, and now 675, and 675 going once. There it is, Jordan. Thank you. You're making me work for it tonight. And 700, and now 7 1/4, and 725, and 725, and 725, 725, 725, and 725, and 7 1/4, now 725, 725, 725, and 700, and the laptop, and 725, 725, 725, 725, 725, and 700, and now 725. Anthony's in at 700, and 725, and 725, 725, 725, got to go, and 725 going once. There it is. Thank you, Jordan. And 750. Anthony's in. Now 775. And 775. And 775. 775. 775. 775. And 775. And 775. 775. 775. And 750. And now 75. And 775. 750. And now 775. 775 going once. 775 going twice. Anybody else want in? 775, last call. I'll sell it for $750 to Mr. Anthony Macaluso. Thank you, Anthony. It's going to look great out there. All right, next lot here. We're going to get into the favorites, the parking school, or the school parking spaces. There we go. And we're going to start out at Barnett Elementary School. Parking space number 1, Barnett Elementary School. And Matt Crable's in at 75. And what about 100? And now we got 100 now and 125. And 125, did we get a 150, 150, 150, did we get a 150, did we get a 150, we get a 175. And 175, 200, did we get a 175? And 175, Michelle Grassmuck's in at 175. And now 200. And 200, did we get a 200, 100, did we get a 100, did we get a 200, did we get a thank you, and a quarter, and 225. Thank you, Matt Crable, and at 200, and now and a quarter, and 225, and 225, did we get a 5, did we get a 225, did we get a 5, did we get a 225, where? And Matt Crable's in at 200, and now and a quarter, and 225, and 225, did we get a 5, did we get a 225, and 225, and 225. Thank you, Michelle Grassmuck, in at 225, and now 250, and 250, did we get a 50, did we get a 250, 250, did we get a 250, where? Come on, Crable, don't lose me now, and 250, and 250, did we get a 250, 250, 250, did we get a 250, did we get a 2 and a quarter, and now 250. Michelle Grassmuck's in at 225. I need 250, and 250, did we get a 250 going once. 250 going twice. Last call for 250. I will sell it to Michelle Grassmuck for 225. Thank you. All right, next we have Barnett number 2, parking space number 2 here at Barnett Elementary School. Oh, whoop on here, now I'm going to go 75 here, 75, I believe I would, and 75, and 75, 75, 75, 75, 75. The bid button is green, folks. That bid button is green. Thank you. And there's 75 with Cassandra Shaver, and now 100, and $100 bill to believe I would, and $100. Thank you. Here we go. Nick Martin, thank you. And now 125, and 125, we get a 125, we get a 125, where? And 125, thank you, Matt. And now 150, and now 150, and 150, we get a 150, 150, we get a 150, we get a 150, we get a 150, we get a 150, and Matt's at 125, and now 150, and 150, we get a 150, 150, we get a 150, we get a 150, and 125, and 150, and 150, thank you, Nick. And now 175, you're out, Matt, and 175, we get a 175, and 175, we get a 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 175, and 150, and 175. You want in, Matt? And Michelle Walker jumps in at 175. Thank you. And now 200, and 200, we get a 200, 100, we get a 200, we get a 100, we get a 200, we get a 200, where? 200, there we are, Matt. And now 225, and 225, we get a, thank you. And now 250, and 250, we get a 50, we get a 250, 250, we get a 250, where? And 225, and now 250, and 250, we get a 250, 50, we get a 50, we get a 250, we get a 250, where? 225, and now you can get in at 250, Matt. Where you at? And 250, and 250, we get a 50, we get a 250, 250, 250, we get a 250, we get a 250. Thank you, Matt. And now 275, Michelle, you're in, and 275, you're out, and 275, we get a 275. Got Matt in at 250, and looking for 275, and 275, we get a 275, we get a 275, where? And 250, and now 5, and 75. There we are, Michelle. Thank you. And now back to you, Matt, at 300, and 300, we get a 300. 300, 100, we get a 300, we get a 300, we get a 300, we get a 300, and 300, Matt, and 300, we get a 300 to you, and 275, and now 3, and 300, we get a 300, 100, we get a 100, we get a 300, we get a 300, we get a 300 where, and 275, and now 3, and 300, and 300, we get a 300, 100, we get a 100, we get a 300. You're going to have to let me know when somebody bids over there. My computer just died. 275 looking for 300, and 300, we get a 300, 100, we get a 100, we get a 300, we get a 300, we get a 275, we get a 300, and 300 going once, and 300 going twice. We will sell it to Michelle Walker for $275. Thank you, Michelle. All righty. Very good. Next auction item here, space number 1 at Kubitschek. Space number 1 at Kubitschek Elementary School. Oh, whoop on here, now to go 75 here, now to go 75 here, we get to 75, we get to $75, and 75 here. Parking space number 1 at Kubitschek Elementary, $75. Open and bid here, and 75, we get to 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 75. I got 75, now 100, and $100 bill here, and 75. Thank you, Bradshaw. And 75 and 100 and 100. We get 100 now and a quarter. We get a 125, 150 and 150 and 150. We get 150, 150. We get 150. We get 150. We get 150 and 125 and 150 and 150. We get 150, 150. We get 150. We get 150, 125 and now 150. And Sean Bradshaw's in at 125 and now 150 and 150. We get 150, 150. We get 150. Thank you, Vasallo. And now 175 and 175. We get 5. We get 175, we get 5, we get 175 where? And 150, and now 75, and 175, we get 5, we get 175, we get 5, we get 175, and 200, and 200, and 2 and a quarter, and 225, we get 5, we get 2 and a quarter, and 225, and 225, we get 5, we get 5, we get 225, and 200, now 5, and 225, and 225, we get 5, we get 225, we get 5, we get 225 where? And now 2 and a quarter. I've got $200 here, looking for 225 and 225 and 225 we get 5 we get 225 and 225 we get 5 we get 5 we get 5 225 and 200 now 5 and 225 going once and 225 going twice. Last call, 225. I will sell it for $200 to Stephanie Lissy. Thank you, Stephanie. All right, and now we have space number 2 here at Kubitschek. I'm parking space number 2, and we've already starting off with a bid of 75 from Diane and Dave Nordstrom, and now a $100 bill to get it, and 100, we get 100, I believe I would, and 100, and 100, we get 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 100 where, and 75 and 100, and a $100 bill to get 100, thank you, and now 125, and 125, we get 5, we get 125, we get 5, we get 125, and 150 and 150 and 175 and 200 and 200 we get a 200 100 we get 100 we get a 200 we get a 200 and now 200 and 200 we get a 200 we get a 175 and 200 and 200 we get a 200 200 now and a quarter and 225 and 225 we get a 5 we get a 225 and 200 now 5 and 225 and 225 we get a 5 we get a 225 we get a 225 we get a 225 where and 200 now 5 and 225 and 225 we get a 5 we get a 225 going once and 225 going twice. Last call, 225. And I will sell it to Phoebe Vasallo, $200. Thank you. Oh, we got Jamie Nichols slipped in there at 225. And so Jamie Nichols won that. Thank you, Jamie. And I apologize for that, folks. We do have a little bit of a lag here, and we're trying to keep up with you. And moving on to the next lot at R.J. Willem, 1 parking space, and Dr. Jackie Myers in, and now Lauren White's in. We're at 100, and we need a 125. And 125, and now 150. Thank you, Tony Green. And 150, we get a 150, 150, we get a 150, we get a 150, we get a 150, and 125, and 50, and 150. 150, 150. Thank you, Lauren White, and 150, and 175, and 175, 175, 175 where, and 150 and 75 now, and I need you here, and 175, and 175, and 175, 175, and now Lauren White's in at 150, I need 175, and 175, 175 going once, and 175 going twice. Last call, 175. All right, I will sell it to Lauren White for 150. Thank you, Lauren. All right, space number 2 at Woolham. Space number 2 at RJ Woolham. And we start at 75 here. Roll it here now, 75. Thank you. And 100. And Tony Green's in at 75. Who wants in at 100? And a $100 bill here. 100. We get a $100 bill to get a $100 bill. And 75. And now 100. And 100. We get a 100. We get a 100. 100. We get a 100. We get a 100 where? And 75. And now 100. And thank you. Michelle Walker's in at 100. Now 25. And 125. And 125. We get a 125. We get a 125 where, and 100 now 25 in, and you're out, Tony, and 125, and 125, we get a 125, we get a 125, we get a 125, we get a 125, and 125 going once, and 125 going twice. Thank you. 125, Tony. And now 150. And 150. We get a 150, 150, 150. We get a 150. We get a 150. We get a 150. We get a 150 where? And now 175. And 175. We get a 175. We get a 175. We get a 175 where? And now 150 and 75. And 175. We get a 175. We get a 175. We get a 175. And 175. And 175. We get a 175. 555 where? Michelle Walker's in at 150. A 175 to you if you want in. And 175. We get a 175, we get a 175 going once. 175 going twice. Last call, 175. All right, we'll sell it to Michelle Walker for $150. Thank you, Michelle. All right, folks, we've got 4 left, 2 at the junior high and 2 at the high school. Parking space number 1, Santa Fe Junior High, opening bid of $75. I believe I would. That's a good deal. And nobody ever rolls in late, though, and needs a special parking spot, do they? And 175, and now a 100, Jennifer. And 100, we get a 100, we get a 100, we get now to 125. And 125, we get a 125, we get a 125, we get a 125. And now 100, and 125, and 125, we get a 125, we get a 125, we get a 125, we get a 125, and now 150, and 150. We get a 50, we get a 50, we get a 150, and 125, and 150, we get a 150, 150, we get a 150, we get a 150 where, and 125, and 150, and $150, we get a 150. Anybody can jump in, folks. And 150, and 125, and 150, we get a 150, 150, we get a 150, we get a 150. Parking space 1 at Santa Fe Junior High, folks. I'm at $125. The next bid is 150. $125 is in with Ashley Kerner. I need $150. Premium parking spot at Santa Fe Junior High. $150 and 150 and 150. We get a 150, 150. We get a 150. We get a 150. We get a 150. We get a 125. We get a 150 and 150 going once. And 150 going twice. Last call, $150. It is sold to Ashley Kerner for $125. Thank you, Ashley. Oh, Sherry Bowers slipped in there last minute and got it for $150. Sherry Bowers. All right, that's okay. We've got another one for you. Parking space 2. At the junior high. Here we go. And I'll tell you, folks, like I tell my customers at my other auctions, if you want to win, bid fast and bid often, and we'll make sure that we get you in there. And parking space number 2, we've already got $75 from Jennifer McCauley, and now a $100 bill to get it, and we get a $100 bill to get to believe I would, and $100, and 75 to get 100, we get 100 where, and 75 now 100 we get 100, we get 100, we get 100. That's cheap, folks. That's for the whole year, not per day. 75 and 100 and $100 bill, we get a $100 bill where, and 75 and 100. Thank you. Jesse Crable is in at 100, and now 125. You can get back in, Jennifer. 125 and 125. We get a 125 high, we get a 100, we get a 25 where, and 125 and 125. We get a 125 high, we get a 125. I believe I would. And now 100 and 25 and 25. We get 125 high, we get a 5. Thank you, Jennifer. And now 150. Back to you, Jesse. And 150 and 150, we get 150, 150, we get 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 125 and 50 to you. And 150 and 150, we get 150, 150, we get 150, we get 150, we get 150 and 125 and 150. Thank you, Jesse. And 175. Back to you, Jennifer. And 175, we get 175, we get 100 now 50 and 75 to you. And 175, we get 175 where. Got a Jesse Crable in at 150. I'm looking for 175. Jennifer, you can get back in at 175. It's open to everybody, folks. Feel free to jump in. Hit the green button on 175 and 175. We get 175. We get 150. We get 175 and 150 and 175. We get 175. We get 175 going once. 175 going twice. Last call, 175. All right, we'll sell it to Jesse Crable for $150. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you very much. All right, now we have parking space number 1 at Santa Fe High School. Folks, I want to give you all an update here before we sell these last 2 lots. We've got 2 more items left. Both parking spaces at Santa Fe High School. So far in the live auction, you have raised $3,450. $3,450. We've got 2 more parking spaces left here. 2 more parking spaces left here at the high school. If you don't want to use it, you can donate it to me. Oh, up on here now to go 125. And we've got a $100 bid here now to 125. We get a 125, we get a 150, and 150, we get a 150, we get a 150, 150, we get a 150, we get a believe it would, a 125. Nick Martin's in, and now 150, and 150, we get a 175, we get a 75. Angie Lambert, thank you, Angie, is in at 150, and now 175. And Nick Martin's in at 175, and now 200, and 200, and 200, we get a 200, we get a Whitney Beals in at 200, and now 225 and 2 1/4, and Heather Brown's in at 225 and now 250 and 250. Here's my high school, folks, and 250 and 2 1/4, now 250, we get 250, 250, we get 250, we get 250, and Nick Martin's in at 250 and now 275 and 275 high, we get a 275 high, we get Donna Brown's in at 260 and now 285 and 285, we get 85 high, we get 85, we get 85, we get 285, and now Donna Brown's in at 260. Next bid 285 and now 300. Nick Martin's in at 300, now 325, and 325, we get a 325, we get a 325 where, and now 300, now 325, Donna Brown, thank you, and now 350, and 350, we get a 350, we get a 50, we get a 350, we get a 350, 375, thank you, Whitney, and now we're at 375, and 375, we get a 5, we get a 375, we get a 5, we get a 375 where, and we got 350, and now 75, and 375, we get a 75, we get a 375, we get a 5, we get a 375 where, and 350, now 75, Donna, don't lose out, and 375, and 350, now 375, high, we get a 5, we get a 375. Whitney's in at 350. Next bid's 375. Parking space number 1, Santa Fe High School, and 375. Pull your money together. Y'all can rotate days of the week that you park there. And 375. Now 400. And Michael Pruitt's in at 375. And now 400. And 400. Did we get a 400? Did we get a 400? 100. Did we get a 400? Did we get a 400? And 400. And 400. Did we get a 400? 100. Did we get a 100? Did we get a 400? Did we get a 400? And 375. And 4. And 400. And 400. Did we get a 400? 100. Did we get a 400? Did we get a 400 going once? 400 going twice. Last call, $400, parking space number 1, Santa Fe High School. $425, thank you, Marilyn Richardson. And now she's in at $400, now $425. And $425, $425 where? And $400, now $25. And $425, $425. And $425 going once. And $425 going twice. $425, thank you, Nick Martin. Now $450 and $450 $450 where? And $425 now $50 and $450 and $450 $450 where? And now $425 and $50 and $450 and $425 and $450 going once. And $450 going twice. Last call, $450. We'll sell it to Nick Martin for $425. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much. All right, folks. Our time together is coming to an end. Last lot here, parking space number 2. But let me remind you, if you missed out on a live auction item and you weren't able to get it, feel free to drop down and hit that green donate button, and you can donate a custom amount of your choice. We appreciate add-ons here in the live auction, and we appreciate your support. So let's rally right here. Last parking space, Santa Fe High School. Let's see what we can do, Santa Fe, Texas. We're already at $275 and $300. And thank you, Matt Crable at $275. And now $300, we get a $300. And Amanda Wagner's in at $3. And now $250. And $325, we get a $325. We get a thank you, Mr. Monroy. We're at $325 and $350. And $350, we get a $350. We get a $350. $350, we get a $350. We get a $350 where? And $325. And now $50. And $350. And $350. Amanda Wagner's at $350 and $75 and $375. Whitney $375 and $400 and $400. We get a $400. We get a $400. Help me break 4,000, folks. $400 and $400. We get a $400. We get a $100. We get a $400. We've got $375 here. We're looking for a $400 bid. Last auction item. Parking space at Santa Fe High School for one of those teachers or none of those teachers that ever wake up late and need a spot waiting on them. $375, Amanda's in at $400, she's never late, and $425 to you, and $425, we get a $4 and a quarter, we get a quarter, we get a $425, we get a $5, we get a $425 where, and $400, now $25, and $425, and $425, we get a $5, we get a $425, we get a $5, we get a $425, we get a $425 where, and $400, now $25, and $425, we get a $5, we get a $425, and $425 going once. And $425 going twice. We've got it, $425. Now $450. Thank you, Michelle Walker. And now $450. And $450. We get a $450. We get a $450. $450. $450. We get a $450 where? And now $425 and $50. And $450. And $450. We get a $450. We get a $450. We get a $50. We get a $450 where? And $425 and $50. And $450. And $450. We get a $450. You want back in, Amanda? $450 to you. It's only $25 more dollars. And $450. And $450. We get it. I think $25 is worth a parking spot. And $450 and $450, we get a 50, we get a 50, we get a 50, we get a 450, 450, 450, we get a 450 where? And $425, now $450 going once. And $450 going twice. Last call, parking space number 2 in the last lot in the live auction, $475, last call. And we will sell it to Miss Michelle Walker for $450. Thank you, folks, for playing along and participating in the live auction. Again, if you missed out on any items, feel free to hit the green donate button, or there's also some other fundraisers that are going to be coming up, and you have those classroom wish lists too.
Wow. That was amazing. We were watching on social media as well as Paybe, and the captions that Facebook thinks that you were saying, it was truly impressive. They pretty much got it spot on. But if you go back and you watch this on Facebook, you can kind of see the captions. But thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thank you, Brandon. You just helped us raise over $4,000, and we are very proud to have you here with us and to have facilitated our live auction. So, We have met our $5,000 match, and that's thanks to all of you who have bid tonight, who have clicked that donate button. You are all making a big difference, and we appreciate every single one of you. So
I'm looking at this, and there's a lot of money that's coming in. Like, I want to say thank you to Glenn Adams, just pledged $300. Michael Pruitt just donated $100. Thank you so much. And it looks like our goal is just getting right up there. So we still need a bit more, but it's coming along, right?
We're very, very close. Absolutely. This is so exciting. And I know we've gone over time, but we have worked so hard over the last several months, and we're just really happy to be here and providing this program. So let's move along in our agenda.
All right, so next, I think we're going to talk about the Fund and Need programs.
Absolutely. So as I alluded to earlier, we have 3 programs that we're fundraising for tonight. Our Tribe's Closet. That program helps us to support our students and families in need. That's with back to school supplies. That's with clothing throughout the year. That's for a student who shows up with holes in their shoes or no warm coat on a cold day. That's for gift cards for food so that these families can have something to eat. Next is our Reading Tree program. That's our literacy program, and we know that literacy is at the core of education. So we partner with the school district last year for the summer reading program, and we have full intentions of doing that again this year. We want to support literacy at all levels from K through 12, and also support the teachers by helping to build their classroom libraries. And last but not least is our robotics program. If anyone knows Miss Kayla Platt, who is leading the charge with that, they're off to a very successful season yet again this year. Last year they were invited to World Championships, but due to COVID, they were not able to participate. So, like I said, she wants to build that program and expand it, and your donations tonight can make that happen.
So, just a reminder, you can donate on Paybe. So there's a link, if you're watching on social media, there's a link in the description of this video. Click on that link. It just asks for your name, email, address, and then you can actually go and donate on this. And so there's some donations that are still coming in. So thank you, Rebecca. Just made a donation 20 seconds ago. Thank you, Cindy. Just made a donation right now. So let's keep it going. It looks like our goal, I didn't even realize it was that much.
It's going up over $95,000. So we are so close to our goal. Thank you all so very much. Don't forget about the classroom wish lists that are there for you to review tonight. And we have another video up.
I am silly.
I'm grateful for Santa Fe High School.
I am polite.
I am empathetic.
I am smart.
I am curious.
I am grateful.
I am strong.
I am an athlete.
I'm accountable.
I am respectful.
I'm a good builder.
I am athletic.
I am smart.
I am ready to graduate.
I play baseball.
I am kind.
I am smart.
I am connected.
I am intelligent.
I am unedible.
I am honest.
Well, I am a retired teacher, but now I am a restaurant owner. So 2 different worlds, but both of them kind of collide in a little bit of a way. I've been able to use my teaching experience in working with and getting to know our employees. And at the same time, I get to do wonderful things like support the foundation here in Santa Fe. Well, my husband and I both are firm believers that it takes a village to raise a child. And in that, we have the opportunity to be a part of that village. Many of our employees here are high school students, and we value them because not only because of their youth and their vivacity in serving us, but also because they're well equipped when they come to us, and that's because of a good school district like this. So we're happy that we can support the core thing that helps them. So I was really thrilled that you guys asked me to speak to you today because I have been in the classroom. And one of my earliest memories as a teacher when I came to teach in Dallas Independent School District is that when I went to school, I thought, I am going to have this budget. So when I come up with these great ideas, I can pull from that budget to support what I need. The biggest shocker to me was that there was no money to support those innovative ideas that I had. That if I needed to get those things, I'd have to get them with my own money. And as most people know, teachers are employed because they are passionate about what they do. They're not financially, okay, I don't know how to say that. They don't have the means necessarily to provide those things on their own and put food on their own table and support their own families. So that was a big shocker to me. So as a teacher, I had to learn real quickly that if I wanted to be able to get those things, I needed to write grants because the state didn't provide extra funding for those great ideas. School districts have a limited budget, and that budget has to meet the needs of large groups instead of my 22 kids. So I had to learn how to write grants. Even my husband was surprised when we were teaching in Friendswood, or I was teaching in Friendswood. He was like, "What do you mean you have to pay for that yourself?" I would have to fork out thousands of dollars to buy some of the things that I needed for my classroom. So it's really important for me to share that teachers don't have the means on their own to purchase those things. And you know, we would always expect if we went to the doctor or if we went to an attorney that they have everything that they need. We shouldn't expect less for teachers. We should hope that they have everything they need, but here's the thing, they shouldn't have to provide everything they need. The reason someone should donate in that capacity is because we have a responsibility as a people to help children be the best people that they can be, because those children will become the next members of our society that are going to be doing research, that are going to be moving us forward as a nation. So we have a responsibility to helping them achieve those things through their education at this level. We believe that education is the core of what forms a society and a community. Many of those children that you are helping will come back and live in this community, will teach in this community, will open businesses in this community. And so Santa Fe will thrive. So that $1,000 or that $5,000 can impact this generation, generations to come.
So I wrote a grant for all students at R.J. Willem to participate in the Crocodile Encounter presentation. They are bringing geckos, lizards, snakes, and alligators. So I chose to write this grant because due to COVID, I knew we wouldn't be able to go on field trips. So I wanted something for the kids to experience since they missed school since March and they really didn't get to go anywhere this summer or have any fun. So something nice and rewarding for the children. The Education Foundation graciously donated or supported this whole grant for us. And then I wrote a grant for $1,500 and the presentation was only $1,300. So with the remaining $200, I was able to get several level books about different animals, and they're going to go in our level library so the kids can read them throughout the years. Thank you for supporting our students, our staff, because without the foundation, we wouldn't be able to provide these great opportunities for the students and staff, and they have done a lot for the past couple years for our kids and teachers.
Thank you so much. That's an awesome look at some of the things that's taking place in our community right here, and the Santa Fe Education Foundation is able to make happen.
We had such a great time meeting April and Dennis Darling for that video. April truly understands the need, having been a teacher herself, and so I think we have to tell everyone that they both just contributed $15,000 to our Education Foundation. So thank you very, very much. We couldn't do what we do without you.
I also saw Stephanie Macalusa just made a donation. I saw that our friends at Legacy Collision just donated $1,000. We just got another one from Diana and Dave Nordstrom, $50. Thank you so much.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. So we have a couple of door prize winners. The winner of the 2 dozen cookies is Lacey Brandon, so congratulations, Lacey. And the winner of the hotel stay, the restaurant gift cards, and the overnight kits is Angelica Hanley. So thank you both very much for participating tonight.
I love Angelica. She's awesome.
She was amazing to work with, yes.
Yes, so I think right now we're going to be talking a little bit more about the classroom wish list. And can you explain what that is? As the teachers kind of say, this is ideally what I would love to have as teaching tools and materials.
Exactly. So it can be comparable to like an Amazon wish list. It's things that the teachers need for their classroom. It could be everyday needs. It could be special projects up to $500 that they submit to us. And then we share that out with the community. They share that out with their students, families, and guardians to get funding. So the classroom wish list program is open to everyone in the district, actually. So that's available for shopping tonight, as well as contributing to our Fund a Need programs, which are the Reading Tree, Tribes Closet, and Robotics.
I like robots. You have boys in Santa Fe, right?
And they cannot wait to be in robotics.
That's awesome. I saw that one of them just got a one wheel, saved his money, and got a one wheel.
He sure did. He's very proud of that thing.
As he should be. Maybe he can, if he get a parking spot, he could ride it to school and park it in one of those for next year, or whenever he's able to, maybe like junior high or high school or something.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that.
All right, at this time, I think we're going to take a look at some more videos. I want to give a shout out to our friend Kathy with ACU, who I know is watching, eating delicious food, and I'm still waiting for that $10,000 donation to come in, but it's coming, I know it.
We know you're busy. Watching the kids, running to practice, and getting to the game on time. Now take your bank with you everywhere you go. The ACU V Banking app allows you to open new accounts, apply for loans, ask questions, or get help. Your next home is just a simple video call away. You can get answers to questions with your banking specialist. ACU of Texas and V Banking, bringing the branch to you. Learn more at acutx.org.
I am kind.
I am great. I am excited for what the future holds. I am trustworthy.
I am accountable. I am kind. I am sweet.
I am calm.
I am brave. I am hopeful.
I am collaborative.
I am smart. I am a unicorn.
I am thankful to have good friends.
I am a good person.
I am positive.
Tonight's event is providing an opportunity for you to help us. Our education foundation is out to raise funds, and we're looking for your help. I'm an alumni, and I really value Santa Fe ISD and what the foundation is providing for our students, but I'm just one person. I have the support of my organization, and what I'm asking for you tonight is not only do your part, but also ask your organization to do their part. Bring in that Santa Fe pride, that Indian pride to tonight, and really think about how you can help. Again, we're asking for you to donate tonight so that the foundation can put those resources to good use for our teachers and for our students. So please do your part, ask your organization to do their part. And if you don't have the ability to provide funds tonight, look for other ways to help our school district and our foundation. We're always looking for good board members, and there's always an opportunity to volunteer at the school district. So again, dig down in your heart, bring out that Indian pride, and let's make tonight the best night we can make for Santa Fe ISD and for the Education Foundation.
I was born in Galveston. My parents had the foresight of moving to Altaloma on the mainland when I was about 3 months old, so I've been here almost 84 years. I'm a retired Monsanto company employee. I'm a veteran of the United States Army. I'm the president of the Santa Fe Area Historical Foundation, curator of the Old School Museum. And then finally I got involved with the Santa Fe Area Historical Foundation. And I had a dream that night that God told me you need to get involved in your community, which I did. here I am, and this has become my passion. Oh, it's fantastic. I get chills when I see the director handing out these $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 checks to these teachers that work so hard to try to teach our kids. And yeah, it makes you feel good.
Let me just say, if you haven't been to the Old School Museum in Santa Fe, that's a must stop for alumni and even just as a community member. Mr. Bear has done such a wonderful job with that. And so thank you to Matt Crable as well, who's one of our board members, and he's one of the trustees for Santa Fe ISD. So thank you for closing that out for us tonight.
Also want to say thank you to Kimberly, thank you to Jody for the donations that have been made. And we are so close to the goal. So close. $96,355 has been raised so far for a great cause, supporting the students in our future, the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation.
Absolutely incredible, everyone. We thank you so very much. We're just under $4,000 away from our goal. So if you would like to donate and you are, watching this later on, we're going to put a link in the chat function there for you to where you can donate. I have to just say, thank you so much to Kurt and Gardy again with KHEA Radio. They've been absolutely wonderful to work with. As you could tell, the quality of the videos tonight, I mean, they speak for themselves. So thank you guys both very much. Kurt's back there in the back managing that for us. I want to thank our gala committee. We have Sophia and Paula here who led the charge, which was not easy. And we've been planning this wholeheartedly for 6 months now. So it has been a true joy to work with the entire gala committee to make this happen tonight. And while I'm standing here, really, it's representative of all of our board members who volunteer all of their time and work together with us to make the decisions and the direction of the Education Foundation. We have some other volunteers here who have been working tirelessly behind the computers, and I know you can't see them from the cameras, but Jeannie Thielman and Teddy Pruitt, thank you so very much. We couldn't have done this without you tonight. And thanks to all of our sponsors, all of our donors, all of our viewers. I don't want to leave anyone out, but it has been an honor and a privilege to be here to provide this gala.
Also, thank you, Christy Norman, for making this donation just now, getting us a little bit closer to the goal. So let's say somebody donated, they want to donate more, they're going to share this out and donate with their money or their time. What are some other ways that somebody can get involved with the Education Foundation in the future?
Absolutely. So we have several events throughout the year that we welcome volunteers. So if you're interested in lending a hand, we're more than happy to talk to you about that. Also, from time to time, we have board member positions come open. So if you would feel like you would like to serve in that capacity, that's a conversation that we can have as well.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see as we close this down tonight in the morning, as people continue to give and continue to be generous, you can do that as well. If you are watching on social media, thank you so much for spending your evening with us. We don't take that for granted. Like, comment, share this video out so that everybody can see it and that we can support the Santa Fe, Texas Education Foundation.
Thank you very much. I know we went over time, but we appreciate you.